All right. White Claw Wednesday, episode 28. I just splashed it on my face.
Oh, wait, I got to get to the front of the mic.
Splashed it all over my face.
Welcome back, everyone. As an intro,
Ooh.
Frank's got the raspberry. I got the black cherry.
Mhm.
If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. This is going to be a great episode.
Welcome back.
All the episodes. Yeah, welcome back if you're a returning listener.
Mm-hmm.
And also, let's do a fan suggestion in the near future. So hit us up with your fan suggestions or listener suggestions, because we love to do them because, we're a tight-knit community here, and our creative outtake only hits a certain height, and then we got to branch out and get input from other people.
True.
So,
True.
yeah, 28, man. Dude, we've done this for it's been half a year, actually. Over half a year. Can you believe that?
This is over half a year.
Actually,
for sure.
we missed the episode. The episode was 27, which was over half a year.
That was over half a year. Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean.
We didn't even cheers. Cheers up, brother.
Cheers. Oh, yeah. So.
What's up?
Kanye West.
He's going.
Is continuing.
Is he going crazy?
I
don't know.
Well, his tweets make it seem like he's going a little crazy.
Yeah.
So last night he did a Twitter storm.
But also, prelude, he's like running for president.
Yeah, and it was last night that he did all the tweets, and then it was before that. I think it was that day, or the Sunday before, where he had a rally.
Yeah, I think in South Carolina.
Yeah,
I think that's where he did it.
And that's when he was saying that Harriet Tubman didn't help slaves. She just redirected them and made them work for other white people. That was one of the big statements he said. That was kind of the soundbite that was taken away from his rally.
Holy shit.
And then also the end of the rally, he ends it with anybody who's seen There Will Be Blood, there's a scene where the main character is basically announcing to a church that he abandoned his son in a way. So he's like, it's a very big moment. Kanye had one of those moments.
Okay.
At his rally, at the end of the rally, he started. God, this fucking fly.
I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, it's just it just got weird right now.
We got a bunch of flies going on right now.
This one just seems to specifically like me, but he starts screaming about how, I wanted to murder my daughter, because he started talking about how him and Kim debated aborting.
Right.
North.
She was really pissed about that too.
She was really pissed.
She is, I
yeah,
guess.
and that's what kind of led to the tweet storm. And it starts with, it says, one of the tweets is, he says, Chris and.
Can you just read it from
okay, yeah. So there's a Kanye West fan page.
Okay.
And I don't know the specific order of these, but he has all the screenshots of the wild Twitter storm.
Whatever.
So Chris and Kim call me now. And then he posts
as if he's texting them.
He posts a screenshot of his message that he sent to Kris Jenner saying, "This yay, you ready to talk now, or are you still avoiding my calls?" He tweeted that screenshot of that text he sent with no response. And then another tweet is, "Everybody knows the movie Get Out is about me." And then Kim tried to bring a doctor to lock me up with a doctor.
Right.
Chris, don't play with me. You and that Kanye are not allowed around my children. Y'all tried to lock me up. So he keeps talking about how Chris and Kim are trying to lock him up.
Well,
and then this is an interesting one. He says Shia was supposed to do the first Yeezy Gap shoot, and he never showed up. And then he said Shia, and he tweeted, "Shia is Cap." Shia LaBeouf is what he's referring to there.
Shia is not true. What isn't Cap like?
Cap,
nah,
yeah,
like
Shia.
Not true.
Well, yeah, Cap is supposed to be fake, not true, full of shit. So I guess he's basically calling Shia LaBeouf full of shit for not showing up to his Yeezy Gap shoot. And then he tweets, "Come and get me, ... This is the Exodus, like Pusha said." And then after that tweet, he tweets Drake. He just tweets Drake with the capital D and then a emoji where it's the questioning, with the hand under the chin.
Kind of confused
or the one
thinking.
eyebrow up. Yeah, the confused thinking. And then he said, and this is another. This is the final one I have from this post. It says, "I put my life on my God that North's mom would never photograph her doing Playboy, and that's on God. I'm at the ranch. Come and get me." So pretty much he's held up in Wyoming right now.
Right.
In his 1,000-acre ranch. Thousands of acre, I should say. And Oh, and this is another good one. Kim was trying to fly to Wyoming with a doctor to lock me up like on the movie Get Out because I cried about saving my daughter's life yesterday, which then led into everybody knows Get Out is about me, that tweet.
Right.
So, yeah, it just seems like he's just sort of and then he finished his tweet storm with saying, okay, I'm going to go back to focusing on music, and then he announced a new album called Donda, named after his late mother. He announced the whole track list and all that stuff, and he's like, okay, I'm going back to working on this after like tweeting that crazy stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's all it's all very interesting to me. To me it's just like entertainment.
Well,
like I'm not even concerned necessarily about, no offense, Kanye, but I don't think you can win president this election, you know? I'm just saying
he's
it's
definitely
like
not.
Like I'm not even and that's the thing, like I'm not even doubting that he could win president.
And even
but he just he needed to start it, you know, like at a normal time, like campaigns normally start.
And even I think the people at his rally didn't really go because they supported him. Well, maybe there was a few people there.
Yeah.
But I feel like more people just went to go, you know, like, oh, Kanye's having a freaking rally.
Kanye's
like,
in South Carolina.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I would go too. I mean, not right now, but
yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, it was very. I'm just not about like him. When he rants.
I mean, he's definitely bipolar.
No, he is.
Like 100%.
Yeah, he is. But I'm just saying, like I can't really.
I don't know. Does he? I
feel like uncomfortable in like a funny way when he's ranting. Like I almost feel like I'm like, oh, like this is like I'm not
right. Well, that's what.
And it's not even like I'm not even trying to yell at him like, oh, just rap, you know? Because when you have a platform like that, how can you not speak out?
Yeah, do what you want with it. But yeah, that I don't know if you go on like Daily Mail on Snapchat or whatever.
Oh yeah, sometimes I do that. That one has
like news feed. They did one on this situation and. It like goes through the breakdown, and then there's like at the end it's like people tweeting like, hey, like this isn't funny, like this is a serious like psychological episode, like,
oh yeah,
you know, and
because people were laughing at it,
right?
Yeah,
like dude, chill out, you know, like just like what are you saying?
Yeah.
And it's definitely sad, but like I don't know, I'm not really worried about him. I hate to say it, but I'm not really worried about him in terms of like. If he's going to be fine. Like, he'll be fine. I don't know if he's off his meds right now, but...
Yeah, I mean...
It's just Kanye being Kanye. I hate to say it, but...
It is. No, it definitely
There's
is.
been, like, multiple...
Definitely is.
Multiple episodes like this where he's, like, gone on Twitter. The whole...
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it was, like, a year or two ago. He did the same with Drake. Where he was just tweeting a bunch about Drake. This is right when Drake's baby got announced or like got outed by.
I remember these tweets.
I think it was Pusha T. And then Kanye's like, "Oh, like I didn't tell him, Drake," and he would just go off.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think it has to do with how creative he is, though. Like I feel like he has a sense of creativity that nobody else really does because he's got. You know, something a little wrong with him. In that he can
he's always
hone something, some sort of energy or that creative part of your brain to create something that or imagine something that most people can't. Right? Like you hear about I don't know if it's like people who are like maybe have like slight autism, but they're like super good at math. It's kind of like that. Or it's similar like that where I think that without Kanye being crazy, without or maybe him like going to the doctor and like, you know, controlling his like disorder and taking medication, I feel like that hinders like his creativity. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, and I think he agrees. That
would be great.
And I think.
What do you think, Kanye?
I think that the fact that all these tweets are happening. And these emotional breakdowns are happening. I think that signifies that maybe he's probably not taking his medication right now, and that's probably because he thinks it does hinder his ability to create music.
Yeah,
and if he's ending this tweet storm with like okay, back to the music, and then he posts like a track list of the album he's working on.
Yeah.
Clearly, these are moments of just maybe a 10-minute break from studio time. Like
as crazy as that may seem,
he steps
you're
out.
right.
He steps out of his studio in Wyoming for 10 minutes, and he just sees something on like the TV that's running out wherever in his extremely cool ranch, and he just sees it on TV, and it just pisses him off in a certain way, and then he just turns a tweet storms.
Yep.
And then he's like, "Oh shit, I was just making music," and then he tweets out, "Okay,
right,
back to that."
back
to that.
Yeah,
So,
people really could be freaking out over just that. I mean, I do get the whole abortion thing. I mean, I think that the situation was like overplayed, like the media's overplaying the whole abortion thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably like a conversation that they had, but at the same time, we're like, I don't know, when you're in a situation, you're having a baby, like, and you weren't expecting it. Like, obviously, some people have that conversation, like, hey, what do you think about abortion? Like, is that a possibility?
Yeah.
Which is sad to say, but, I mean, that's the reality of the modern world, is people have those conversations. And I feel like Kanye saying that is just like the people are just eating it up,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Right?
No, I agree.
I can see why Kim is pissed.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Those are like private conversations between two people, and you don't really say that, especially not at a freaking presidential rally.
But at the same, I mean,
although I wouldn't doubt Trump saying that. So,
but I do want to say, for like, I don't know if it's for some, it may be sad to talk about
abortion
when an unexpected pregnancy happens.
For sure.
For some, that's sad. For others, maybe it's just a legitimate question to ask. I don't know.
I mean, people can be sad about it. This is my view. People can be sad about it, but it's up to ultimately the mother of the child is what I think.
Of course.
And obviously, like, you have that conversation with the father, hey, we're having a baby. But if the mother decides, I want to make this decision, and it's a terrible decision, and it's a tough decision. But I think it's up to the mother ultimately, like at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I'm sad about it all the time, but I mean, I'm not in their situation, so I can't judge,
Yeah. I mean, me personally, like, I don't know.
I mean, just imagine, dude. Just imagine being like 16. Like 16, Frank.
Yeah.
Or something like that,
Yeah.
I mean, Kim and Kanye were not 16, but I'm just using it, like, if we're talking about abortion now. Just trying to put yourselves in the shoe of a 16-year-old having a child, and, like, bro, like, you can't even fathom. Like, I can barely even fathom how much work and just how important a child is, and how much care you have to give them,
Yeah.
It's a big deal. It's a huge deal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I don't know what Kim's gonna do to quiet.
I don't know.
It's just funny to me, this whole idea of like him having like a ranch in Wyoming to like hide out or something. I don't know. It just feels funny. It just feels weird because they don't seem like they're actually like into like hanging out or spending time with. I don't know. Maybe
Kim
obviously I don't know. Yeah, Kim and Kanye.
Yeah, I don't know how
I don't know, but
their marriage is.
I don't know. When I see them in pictures together, I feel like Kim's like doing her look, like her practice, like model, like runway, red carpet look, and then Kanye just looks fucking pissed. Like he really. I mean, and then when
I don't want to do this.
And then when he smiles, it always seems kind of forced. It's like,
well, he doesn't like being a part of the show either.
Yeah, he doesn't. That. Yeah.
In fact, he didn't want their children part of it. Too late for that, I guess, right?
Yeah,
they're part of
it's
it.
Definitely too late for that. Yeah.
I don't think they're a big part, but I mean,
I think it's so strange. He mentions like, oh yeah, everybody knows Get Out is about me.
That's really what That's really what like put it over for me. It's like you can out the conversation about like, hey, I think he said something on the lines of I don't know if you saw this one, but he was saying about how ABC and E were keeping him away from Kim and the children.
Yeah.
He was saying that, and like that didn't really trip me out. Like if they were really doing that, or even if like there's some like shady things going on behind the scenes that they're really not doing that, but it seems like that to Kanye.
Yeah.
I really don't care. But the fact that he was like, Chris and Kim are trying to, bring me a doctor, just like Get Out, and it's like, bro, what are you saying right now?
Yeah, it just seems a little.
That's what like put it over for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's just at that point. He's just thinking about how he feels, and he's trying to put it in a way that everybody else can understand.
I guess so.
And Get Out is a really popular movie that a lot of people have seen.
I guess so.
It's a really good movie too. And so yeah, he just uses that. So it's just like something that he can use as a
metaphor, idiom.
Metaphor.
I don't know what you're looking for.
Metaphor. So we put him in the. It puts him in the good guy shoes.
Bit up, dude. Good thing you brought pants.
It puts him in the shoes of the hero. And then it puts the doctors and Kim and Chris in the shoes of the enemy. So that's kind of what that tweet does. It's him. Yeah, I'm not even trying to say like that's true. I don't. Who knows the truth of what's going on? You just have to. We're just taking it from the tweets. I think the most interesting thing about it, coming from an acting standpoint, is the whole insult to Shia LaBeouf. That also seems just super
so
random.
out of left field.
It just seems like, to me, that it seems more random than the Get Out thing.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
I mean, I guess it's just part of the whole thing in that he's got all this shit on his mind, and one of the things on his mind is this new, like, Yeezy Gap brand, which is supposed to make affordable versions of his clothing line. So I guess it makes sense that he has that on his mind and he's doing stuff involved with that, but it just still seems so random.
Yeah.
Especially since it's Shia LaBeouf, and it's like, I know Shia LaBeouf is a huge Kanye West fan, which is probably how they've, linked up together and talked about doing collabing and stuff. But I just thought that was really funny. And then the whole like not using like, I love it because he's like, he doesn't use the last name. He just says Shia. But it's like anybody who's anybody, anybody.
That means he's like on a first name basis.
Well, yeah, too. That. But it also, I feel like it's Kanye being like, oh, like only like people will like. Basically, if you know who Shia LaBeouf is and you see Shia in the context from a Kanye tweet, you already know it's talking about Shia LaBeouf.
I mean, I don't know many Shias. In fact, I think Shia LaBeouf is the only Shia I know.
Exactly. And then so when you see that first name in a tweet from Kanye, you don't need a last name.
No, yeah, exactly.
You like anybody who knows. So it's like I feel like it's Kanye. Like I don't know if it's him. I don't know if he realizes that if a person knows who Shia LaBeouf is, dropping the last name doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I bet there's a little part in his mind, back of his mind, when he's tweeting.
Yeah.
He types out Shia. He's about to do Shia's cap. Do that tweet.
Shia's cap.
Or whatever one he did before.
Yeah,
and the first time he's typing Shia into Twitter, and he's going to type LaBeouf, and he starts to type it, and he realizes that he's not even comfortable with how like incorrect he's about to spell it from a viewpoint of like, oh, it's funny he spelled his name wrong. Like I feel like in the back of his mind he's like, man, like I can't spell his last name right now, and I don't want to spell it badly and get made fun of for this specific thing on top of everything else. Even though like his spelling is wrong in certain areas.
Yeah.
I feel like with a last name like LaBeouf, like I can't even spell it off the top of my head right now.
No.
With a name like that, it's just so easy to spell it in a way people will instantly make fun of you.
He's probably thinking like, oh, like it doesn't matter. It would be funny if I misspelled the name. He types it out and then realizes it's like, actually, this is just really bad. He takes it away.
Yeah, this is unneeded. Like I imagine him typing it like LA like space BUFF LaBeouf.
LaBeouf. That is hilarious, man.
Yeah.
So another kind of crazy situation is this Nick Cannon thing. And I think you know more about it than me, but actually my dad came out here earlier for all the listeners. My dad came out here earlier and he's like, so what are you guys talking about today? And, we said, oh, probably the Kanye thing. And then he's like, oh, you should talk about this Nick Cannon situation. So
yeah,
here we are. They canceled his show.
He got it. If I'm being honest with you, Ryan.
Huh. Now, I really don't know. I don't know what he said.
I read what he said.
In fact, I'll look it up right now. What?
Yeah, I read what he said. Here, you look up what he said, and I read it, and if I can recall, I just don't know if it deserved him getting, like, canned from everything. Like, he really got... I don't know. It just... I mean, it was classified as anti-Semitic marks. I'm just not as... I just can't... I don't know. But to me, it just didn't seem like it was... required the kind of action it did.
Okay, you know what I just clicked on?
What?
Okay, it's from the Washington Post.
Yeah.
And it says, it's in the business section, actually. Wow. It says, Nick Cannon, fired from CBS, but embraced by Fox, is turning into one of Hollywood's biggest enigmas.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, so he has the job with America's Got Talent as the host. I don't think he's lost that one. That's the one he's kept, and that's a Fox show, I think.
Is it? Okay.
I think so. I think that sounds right to me. And then he had Wild and Out. I don't know. Did he lose his spot? Okay, I don't know. All I know is he lost jobs. He lost gigs.
They got canceled. I think Wild and Out got canceled.
They got canceled. Okay, so
I mean, he was the host, right?
Yeah, he was the host. T.I. tweeted something interesting about this idea that, okay, so the cops that killed Breonna Taylor,
yeah,
they haven't been arrested.
Right.
And Nick Cannon loses his job.
Okay.
You see the...
I don't know. Where's the... I mean, I get what you're saying, but I don't know exactly what you're saying.
Nick Cannon made ignorant remarks about a topic that he's probably not that well versed in. Mm-hmm. And by that I mean the struggle of Jewish people.
Yeah.
And then
see, I don't know what he said. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, you gotta and then you have the cops who killed Breonna Taylor who killed an innocent person.
Yeah.
And they still have their jobs.
Right.
And Nick Cannon lost his jobs.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Just say it.
Like
I'm
literally saying what's being said.
As in,
why is a black guy getting fired for saying something on a podcast,
and then
when you have white cops
people not
who
being
killed
fired.
an innocent black person and
no,
aren't
I
getting
get what
fired?
you're saying. In fact,
that's
actually,
what I'm saying.
You know what? On Daily Mail as well. God,
yeah.
Shout out to Daily Mail.
Shout out to Daily Mail.
Dude, one of the cops was actually on vacation, like posting pictures and shit.
Really?
People were
on his ass.
Furious.
Oh yeah.
But like, dude.
I mean,
what the fuck are you doing?
I follow people on social media who repost the names of the officers a lot.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
So I think in that case...
Which I dig.
I think in that case...
fuck yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I cannot find what he said.
It's okay.
That's why I was so distracted. But
I mean, I read it, and it I don't know. It didn't feel like... It's not like he was saying, like...
anything crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to start
police officers
stuff,
kill people, and then
yeah, exactly.
It's not a big deal.
It's just, and he's just free thinking on a podcast. You know, he's just riffing on a podcast.
Right. It's cancel culture,
man.
It's cancel culture at its. I mean, I don't want to say at its worst state because I don't know what he said.
You don't know, yeah.
So, but this is cancel culture,
and I know like. Here's what I'm saying. When I read what he said,
yeah,
my immediate thought was, why did he get fired?
Mm-hmm.
That's my. But I'm an ignorant 22-year-old,
right,
who also doesn't know about the struggles of the Jewish people. So
right.
I when I read something that could be anti-Semitic, I might not take it as that because I'm also ignorant, like Nick Cannon,
right,
in that field,
right.
So that's why when I read it, I was just like, wait, what? He got fired for that?
Mm-hmm,
what?
Mm-hmm.
It just seems so like, yeah.
I think I really like what you said there about this is the problem with people nowadays is, and I mean, I'm guilty of this too, but when we talk about something and we talk about something that we feel passionate about,
yeah,
we forget that we sometimes don't know a lot about the subject, right? And so when you're I'm ignorant,
situation.
And the situation, right. And so when you just come out and you're like, listen, I'm ignorant, but here's my opinion, like,
yeah.
Although, like, I mean, that's just so important. That's really important to say. Like, I don't know everything. And I feel like people nowadays think they know everything about every situation.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, boom, you see it once, you're like, oh my God, this is like bam, 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 bam. It's like, okay, let's take a step back. Let's try and figure everything out before, we start spitting. You just start tweeting it or writing about it. I mean, I think that's important. And I am ignorant to this Breonna Taylor situation.
Yeah.
Because here's what I know.
Uh-huh.
I know that 3 cops, I don't know if it's 3 cops busted in at night and shot her in her own home.
Yes.
And the reason that they are walking free right now is because of a law somewhere they had some type of warrant which allows you to go in the home of someone without like they did it lawfully, but it's like such a bullshit law. Like when you read it and you're like, what the fuck? But they did it lawfully according to that county or state, and that's the reason why they are scotch-free. Now, is that okay? No, absolutely not. That whole situation is fucked. Yeah. But again, I'm ignorant to all the facts. So, what do you know? We're on the same page.
Yeah, you know as much. You know as much as I do.
I think we're in the general public's eye.
Yeah.
Or right where everyone else is at with this situation.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I would like to know all the facts in this situation.
Yeah, because to me it's.
But regardless,
the way
you're
talking
there
about
is a law.
Yeah, I mean
it's bullshit.
Yeah,
and it needs to change.
But you're mentioning the law, and what I think. What I think. Maybe it was what the warrant is detailed as being a warrant that allows you to use lethal force if deemed necessary. Like it probably has some dumb clause in it where oh, this warrant institutes entry at any time.
Mm-hmm. What is that?
With lethal force.
What is
decided on decision. I don't know, something like that.
It's if people on the right are defending this, you got to think and those people are usually the ones that are constitutional rights, right? These are the anti-maskers. This is a totally unconstitutional situation. You just barge into someone's property and then kill them. I mean, it doesn't even matter. It really doesn't matter at that point what the family did in that situation. Someone's barging into the house, you don't know who they are. Okay, you scream cops. Let's say they screamed cops. Still, you don't know that. Anyone could just scream, this is the cops. Put your hands down. It's just it's totally unconstitutional. You can't do that. And that law should be gone, and those officers should be held accountable 100%.
Yeah,
But again, I need to know more facts.
Yeah. Or
I'd like to know.
Yeah, it's it makes me think of another. I can't think of his name, but an innocent guy was killed in his apartment when a female cop comes into his apartment, mistaking it for her own.
What the heck?
Yeah. Okay. Imagine this.
I have not heard this one.
Yeah. No. I can't. Unfortunately, I can't think of his name. But this is one of the. This is just as egregious as all of them. Imagine you're sitting at home and someone comes in through the front door and then shoots you to death when you're sitting on the couch watching TV.
What the fuck?
And that's pretty much what the situation was. It's a female cop coming home. Imagine an apartment complex. You got 6A, 6B.
Yeah.
She's living in 6A.
Yeah.
She walks into 6B because not paying attention or whatever. She walks in and she sees a black guy on her couch watching TV, and she shoots him. That's... Did
they have identical couches? How did she not realize?
No. Don't try to understand.
Okay.
Because there's really there's one answer. There's one answer.
Christ.
She's a racist. There's one answer. That's literally the only answer.
Yeah.
Because even if
if
you walked into the wrong place and saw a dude sitting and watching TV, your first instinct is to shoot him. Even if you think that's your apartment. What he's
and
what,
so she
what kind of burglar
free?
What kind of burglar breaks in your house, Ryan, and starts watching TV?
Right.
What kind of burglar is popping his ass on that couch in there and sitting at that beautiful that giant TV you have? No, they're stealing it.
And how does she not know her neighbor?
Exactly.
What?
Exactly. So I have no pity for her when I see her sobbing in court going to prison for murder.
Yeah,
because that's what happened.
I really feel like she did not like him, and then because probably she was racist.
Yeah.
And then she saw him on the couch.
Yeah.
Didn't even think twice about it.
Blasted him.
Jesus Christ, dude. This world.
Yeah, that one's a terrible one. It's just yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't understand that.
Because there's no situation. Exactly. It's wild. And it's the worst because it's like it's so who expects to get capped in that and killed in that situation?
That poor guy, dude.
You know, he's just watching TV.
Yeah.
He probably didn't even have time to explain. He probably was explaining. He's like,
well, he probably got up and was like,
what
oh,
hey, like I live here. Like, what do you need?
Or maybe what are you doing?
Yeah,
you know?
what are you doing? And he just gets fucking blasted. Yeah. So yeah, I see very same sort of. The only difference between what I just mentioned, the case I just mentioned, and Breonna Taylor, is the fact that the cops in the Breonna Taylor situation were executing a warrant, and then this cop was going home. You know, it's just she's in a scenario
it would be this one is more fucked up for sure.
Oh, it's definitely more fucked up. Yeah. But I'm just saying, in terms of like, they're kind of the same situation. It's just the fact that one murder was done under law that allows for cops to, make the wrong decision.
Well, cops feel protected to do bad things. Yeah,
With the other situation, you just have someone who is, in a way, they're now a civilian. They're off work, they're coming home, they're just a normal person. Yeah. So she goes to jail.
Yep.
And the other guys don't because they're working, quote unquote.
Right.
I mean, obviously they are working, but yeah, they're.
Well, they just feel safe to do whatever the fuck they want,
which
is the problem.
Because they're so in charge. They're so in charge.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the gun and they're like, freeze, and you have to freeze, or like, if they put on their lights, you have to pull over. Like, it's almost like this God complex that like corrupts them, you know. And I mean, we kind of spoke about it with our R.I.P. George Floyd episode, but. So I mean, you see some of them working, and it's just you're looking in their eyes, like the what's the guy that was kneeling on George Floyd? I'm blanking on his name.
Oh, I can't think of his name, but I can picture him.
Yeah, I can picture him too.
Yeah.
You're just looking like at them in these videos, and I'm just thinking to myself like, this guy's totally lost his humanity.
Yeah,
he's just gone. Like he doesn't recognize what he's doing is to another human being. It's like you have to picture everyone as a human being, not me against you, me against you, me against you. And in all these situations where rightfully there's national uproar, you see that, right? You see that in every single one of these situations.
Yeah.
And that is the problem. And the solution, shit, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's defunding the police. I don't know if it's actually more training. I mean, I don't know. I mean, good luck getting people to become police officers now. I mean, good luck.
Yeah, that's true.
And like, I mean, I know people who are police officers, and like I see the people in the video, and I'm just like, this is not a representation of everyone.
That's what's also
it's a struggle for me because I'm like, that is extremely fucked up. And there's like, these I don't want to say corner cases because they happen so often, but these cases where people are like so frustrated about and angry about, like, those are not okay, and I'm frustrated about it. But then there's also like the other aspect, which is like, the good about it, and protecting people, and not everyone's lost their humanity in the police force. That's what I'm trying to say. And I don't know the answer to how do we stop these killings, how do we stop these unlawful or unconstitutional sentences. I mean, you can just go on. So, yeah, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say a big issue that I see going forward. You're talking about new cops.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be tough with cops. I feel like the only cops that are gonna want to sign up now are gonna be racists.
Elaborate.
In that they see like what's going on currently, with the protests. Okay, and this sort of divide between, you're
right.
You're either Black Lives Matter, or you're a cop. So it's like, it's it sucks because it's like a catch-22.
I get what you're saying. Like no one at the BLM protests is gonna go into the police force saying, I'm going to make a difference.
Yeah, I mean,
very little.
Some are.
Very little.
Some are.
Right, very
but
little.
But not enough to make a difference.
Right, exactly. I mean, hopefully, the national pressure will change.
Yeah.
But the answer is not,
Yeah,
the answer is not giving a shit ton of less money or community policing. I mean, I hate to say
that's
it,
what's
but
hard
that
about.
Just doesn't seem realistic.
That's what's tough about the situation.
Like with San Francisco,
is that I have a hard time seeing it, like seeing the general vibe and the general consistency of the way cops use their force. I just don't see that changing as long as this divide stays there. I mean, Daniel Tosh, I'm just going to bring it up.
Go for it.
Daniel Tosh made a joke about 5 or so years ago, I don't know, during a stand-up set.
Okay.
So this is not my idea, but he made this
joke.
Not
his TV show.
Not his TV show. It was a stand-up hour special. He made a joke about how to basically stop black men from getting killed by police, black people getting killed by police.
Okay.
And it was to make every cop black, and to make every fireman white. It was. That's complete. That's completing the joke. That's completing the joke.
At first, I was like, "That's true," and then.
But it's. I mean, I don't.
Well, no.
I mean, it's a dumb joke, but it's like almost as if. I don't know.
Well, it's not. It's a dumb joke because you're saying that all police officers need to be black, as well as we put the white people as a fireman.
Yeah.
It's a funny joke, by the way.
I think I laughed at it when I heard it.
Yeah, I can appreciate comedy. But he's got a good point in that, you see these cities where you have, 20, 30% African American, and then the police force is only 5% African American.
Yeah.
And Bernie always had this. Even in 2016, he was running on sort of this as his platform, or one of his positions on his platform was, we need to integrate, the police force, and they have to have the same demographic standards as the city that they are policing. And we need to bring people in the police force from those communities.
Yeah.
And you don't do that without giving, with defunding the police. I mean, that's just not,
Yep.
It's not a possibility.
Yep. Yeah, and unfortunately...
I do like the idea, though. Take money away from the police officers, put it in education, put it in, homeless help, whatever the other options are, schooling. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
but
I agree.
I like the idea. Do I see it as a practical thing in the long term? Maybe for a city in Wyoming. Maybe,
like a small place.
For South Dakota, but for California, I just don't see it as a possibility, man. San Francisco is not going to be run with community policing. It just doesn't make sense. You're going to see the drug issue and homelessness just skyrocket. I mean, you literally walk down the Tenderloin at any time, and there are people selling drugs. And imagine if you have the community policing and they don't have a lot of power.
Yeah.
It's just going to become out of control. And I would like to think...
Like Gotham.
Exactly. So, what's really happening...
Yeah.
Is Batman.
Yeah,
is going to happen.
We need a Batman, man.
Actually, Jeff Bezos is funding all this defund the police so that he can become Batman. Is what we're saying.
That'd be so. I mean,
has anyone actually seen where Jeff Bezos lives in person?
Have you?
No.
No, I haven't.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, the only thing
I do know that it's on.
You can't fight crime with
the bay.
like that.
So he could have a little cave under, like, with this waterfall going on.
Right. You can't fight crime with a lazy eye like that, dude.
I missed that.
He'll think a punch is coming from a totally different way than it is.
He does have a gnarly lazy eye.
Hey, yeah, but if anybody has the money to be Batman, it's definitely Jeff Bezos.
Yeah,
dude.
Exactly.
Is he the richest guy in the world?
Oh, 100%.
Right?
I mean, actually,
Right?
maybe. I don't know how we track everything because there is some crazy wealth in like Abu Dhabi
That we don't know about.
Qatar, just these insane
Like
wealth,
like oil people?
wealth,
That
we don't
like
track.
Rihanna's ex-boyfriend, who apparently she broke up with. Rihanna was dating this.
Like a sheik or something.
She was dating a Middle Eastern billionaire. Yeah, named Hassan something. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I mean, she just.
hopefully she got some money. I don't know. Not that she needs it.
She probably did some cool trips with him.
I bet.
Some nice yacht rides.
No, but yeah, there's some insane wealth over there, and a lot of it is like tucked away in foreign lands, and they don't really have like the IRS like we do, where if you do that, they're going to be on you. They don't care over there because all of the people that are in power are super rich, and that's how the system works.
Oh my God! Speaking about super rich people, the judge of Jeffrey Epstein's case, her son got murdered.
Yeah, related to it. I don't know how
they're
related
to it.
to
A fake FedEx driver.
Yep.
Kills her 20-year-old son and wounds her husband.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
this is a hit, dude. I mean, come on. What are we talking about?
First of all, Jeffrey Epstein has hundreds of jumpsuits in his room to tie into a noose. Okay, first of all, that happens. Okay, because clearly that feels so conspiracy to me. I mean, it's almost crazy that we aren't like publicly talking about how it's a conspiracy.
Oh, it is a conspiracy.
I mean, it just feels like why are I don't know.
I said this when
so blatant.
We're recording this. This Jeffrey Epstein's suicide is the most blatant public killing cover-up that I've ever seen, ever. And now we have hits going off on judges' families
that are working on the case.
Jesus, dude.
I'm telling you,
this is a movie, dude.
That's Dark Knight shit.
It is.
That the judge gets blown up in the car. Remember, he's just like she gets delivered that thing, and it says up, and then the car blows up.
Yes, it's the Joker card. Is that what it is?
It's the Joker card. Yeah, and then right at that moment, the police head of the police is like sipping the poison. Yeah. As Gordon realized. Oh God, that movie's so funny.
Yeah, it is good.
But yeah, it's
dude,
like
that scene is so good.
Crazy shit,
dude. It is crazy, and I I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but I 110% believe that these things are connected. Like, no doubt in my mind at this point.
Definitely.
Like, you can't explain this.
Definitely.
A hit on a judge working on the case.
Yeah. And I'm just to add to the conspiracy, I feel like with them being connected, the people pulling these murder strings are powerful. And
it's the people that
I buy their ability to dress someone up and make them look like a FedEx driver. Because if this guy's 20 years old, only a few years younger than us. Back when I was 20, knock on the door, I'm always suspicious. Always suspicious.
Yeah.
Unless I'm expecting something. So first of all, the way I treat it is I check. I say, who's there, you know? Usually a FedEx driver drops and leaves. Sometimes a FedEx driver needs a signature. But if I see a FedEx driver that doesn't look like a FedEx driver, I'm thinking it's someone trying to sell some shit, and I'm not answering the door. So what I'm saying is that these people who hire this hitman, they got some resources.
Oh, yeah.
Enough resources to do a fake FedEx suit that would actually trick a grown man into getting murdered.
There is some serious power.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about the puppets of the world, the puppet masters of the world that are just pulling the strings. I mean, there's something going on.
If Bill Clinton was flying on jets with this dude, and the Clinton family is just so deep into like rooted into government and just conspiracy shit and all that shit
and pedophilia, dude.
It just being disgusting. You know,
I honestly
all that
believe
stuff.
that Clinton was 100% part of that. 100%.
Yeah, dude, I bet.
And then you got freaking the royal family of England that's probably working on this
just
too.
Think about the balls on Clinton. Okay, he's got the balls to cheat on his wife in the Oval Office.
Yep.
Obviously, he's gonna have the guts to go to a private island where things are remote and nobody's going to know.
Well, Clinton got screwed because he was like one of the first presidents where, well, he didn't get screwed. He screwed himself.
Yeah.
But he was screwed in that, being away from the public eye was a lot harder. Like it kept getting like exponentially harder for each president. And then you had Clinton, and then bam, like the internet's super popular. Like
yes. Because I get what you're saying. Because there were probably a lot of other presidents who did the same sort of nasty shit like Clinton did with Monica Lewinsky.
Right.
I'm only calling it nasty because it was apparently done in the Oval Office. So it's kind of like, is it like shitting where you're eating? Like I don't know. We'll get into that later. But my point is, like Ryan's saying, media, advance of technology. There were tons of presidents before Clinton
100%.
who were cheating on their wives in the Oval Office.
100%.
Like I mean, there's I think conspiracies about some underground tunnel that led to the Oval Office that JFK would use to sneak Marilyn Monroe in and have sex with her.
I like to think that too.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson too. Because apparently JFK had a thing with Marilyn Monroe, which is I think just the peak of pop culture conspiracy theory. Just because of JFK was like. He's kind of like our young stud president. He's the youngest president we've ever had.
Yeah.
And the great thing, first Catholic president. And Catholics are all about their strict marriage and stuff. But Catholics are always bad because when you have a religion that's so strict, you're just asking for your members to just break the rules.
Oh, yeah.
And him probably cheating with Marilyn Monroe is a good example of that.
Well, you know what?
On that note.
Yeah, we got to.
Yeah. Making love to Marilyn.
Making love to Marilyn. What did you say? Marilyn who?
I said Marilyn Manson first, but then I corrected
Marilyn Manson.
By the way, Marilyn Manson came up with his name by combining Marilyn Monroe and Charles Manson.
There we go.
All right, thanks for listening. Episode 28.
All right, bye everyone. Pete Frank shirt if you're still watching. I've been looking at those butts all day.